Hi, I'm Jason and welcome back to another episode on the Purely Automotive channel. As you may have spotted and seen some on my social media stories, this is the latest acquisition to the collection. This is a 1991 Honda Civic Sedan or Saloon. It's a 1.4 twin carb and it's basically a barn find. So the backstory on where did this car come from? It crops up on a Honda Owners Club as a what's it worth kind of thread, one of the usual nobody knows. But it wasn't the seller that was advertising it. It was the local body shop who was basically looking after the car on behalf of an elderly couple. They had no use, no value in the car, and it just had been sat around for about 3 years in a kind of lean-to barn down in the southwest, kind of Devon, Cornwall area. I spoke to the guy who owned the body shop and he said, well, a couple of people have chucked a few figures at me. If you offer this amount, which was 100 quid more, they will accept it. So I agreed in principle, that was what I was going to do. Sent a deposit, arranged for transport and got it recovered back to here. It came on a flatbed trailer and this is exactly how it stands. Today, all I've done so far is pumped up the tires, topped up the coolant, and check the fluids, put a new battery on it because it was dead as anything. And now it starts, it idles, it's absolutely fine. It was running on 3 cylinders, now it's running again on 4. But I'm really pleased with my purchase. Right, come and have a look around. Color wise, it's Torino red, which is R72P. The car came with a little touch up in the boot, that's how I know. It also came with a original Honda Civic Saloon brochure, which has seen better days. Bit of that in center. From Torbay Motors in Paynton originally, which is pretty cool, nice to have, along with a selection of service history and other bits. Obviously it has no MOT or tax or anything like that, it's just been parked up, like I say, for about 3 years, and it's disgusting barn find. Has a couple of little scabs on the rear arches, but the car is very solid and it has never had an advisor or anything for rust or corrosion in its life, which is amazing for a car of this vintage. Still got the original hubcaps. Coming round the car, follow me through. It's obviously the Saloon model, so it's got the fog lights built into the bumper. Let's pop the boot. Very basic. Does have a bit of a water leak going on, but I've wiped that up. And obviously a space saver. It's got the flat wedgy 80 shape, proud 16 valve badging. And if you follow me around this corner, a few little marks and scrapes, nothing too drastic. Obviously it's a Saloon. All 4 windows are electric and they all do open and go down. You'll see how disgusting the bodywork is. Everything's pretty gross and needs a really good clean. Has an electric sunroof, central locking, electric powered mirrors, original Honda mats, which are gross. And looking at the rest of the interior, you'll see how gross it is. The steering wheel shifter is basically crust and mold. I found about 6 pence in change whilst mooching around today, which is good news. The car now starts and runs on its own off choke. Originally the battery that came on the car was absolutely dead, not a single reading on it that even a jump pack wouldn't even recognize it as a battery. But I put a brand new one on there this morning and it now starts and runs off its own speed. Thermostat opens, coolant pumps nicely, it's all bled as well, all the fluids and oil is all good. I'm going to do all the belts and fluid properly and change it all anyway. I've just topped it up to get it running. Let's come around here. If you wait there, I'll pop the bonnet. This one has the optional chrome trim as well, which is nice to see. The other 4th gens I've had haven't had that in the past, so that's a cool little feature. Dual carb, 16 valve, single cam, D14A1, exactly the same as my hatchback. Rodents have been here, as you can see, the HT leads have been nibbled, but everything else is okay, nothing else is broken, everything works. Even the bonnet latch isn't jammed. It's got power steering. There's the new battery. Fan kicks in as it should, which is all good. Brakes seem fine, brake fluid's all good. The carbs seem nicely balanced and it's not massively over fueling or anything like that. Once it had kind of cleared itself, it was running again on 4 cylinders after a quick plug cleanup. But yeah, this is my 91 4th gen sedan, the barn find, I'm going to call it. It's a bit of a project. Where it's going to go, what I'm going to do, not 100% sure. I missed out on some really good period correct wheels from 1992 just last week. They would have been amazing. There was some old made in Japan Enki mesh. That wasn't meant to be. I do have some suspension that can go on this to refresh it, and I'm sure it will need some belts and some bushes and some other ball joints and bits. But for now, close this back down. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Purely Automotive. This has been a barn find. I'm Jason Day. Please do like, share and subscribe. Join us over on Instagram, Facebook and other social medias at Purely Automotive. Join the conversation, leave a comment, give it a like, give it a share, do whatever you want to do. Anything would be appreciated. I will be at the Retro Rides Gathering this coming Sunday with the late break show, Johnny Smith. I won't be in this 4th gen, but I will be in the other red hatchback, the other GL, the Auto. So come and say hi if you're there. Come and have a look around the car, tell me what you think of the videos. I might have some Crocs on, might not have Crocs on. Today I've got some self-respect and I'm wearing Converse. But otherwise, thanks for joining me and I'll see you next video. Cheers.